April 2020, my mom passed away. The morning of her funeral, I got a call that my friend Steve had taken his own life. In August, I lost my job. In November, my aunt passed away. And a few days before Christmas, I lost my dad. Oh yeah, and there was a global pandemic. They say there's no wrong way to grieve. I hope that's true, because I chose this. There's a highway that circles Iceland called the Ring Road. I'm attempting to be the first person to ride the entire loop on an electric skateboard. 828 miles. At my parents' house, probably just walking through for the last time, and they both died in the last less than a year. So it's kind of weird to be here, smell the smells, but then it's also not really their house anymore because it's just so empty. I don't feel motivated to do anything. I'm unemployed right now. I haven't picked up a camera or a guitar or a microphone in probably 3-5 months. All of the things that I love, I'm just kind of lost motivation for, but for some reason this dumb skateboard that I bought a few years ago, it's like having an endless wave that you can just ride. I'm just going through loss and this numbness of not knowing what to do. I just have this one thing motivating me, so I might as well go out and do something that's never been done before. Something that'll be, I don't know, memorable.
All he's told me so far is that he's going to Iceland and he's going to ride 800 and some miles on the road that circles the island. I certainly have found it to be inspiring to me to, instead of sitting around and feeling sorry for yourself, get out and do something that is a little bit uncomfortable and gives you an opportunity to kind of reset your perspective. That's what I know about Iceland, and I support it because there's nothing else to do.
The goal is to do 100-mile days while we're in Iceland, and I'm starting to work my way toward that. It's going to take both mental and physical stamina. The physicality of riding an electric skateboard is similar to skiing or snowboarding, but imagine you're getting off the chairlift, you turn around, and there's a 100-mile run in front of you.
Okay, hope she bucks.
Okay. She's a fickle mistress.
Really bucks.
Does he know what he's doing?
He's ridden my boosted board.
Oh, okay.
You all right? Did you fucking lose a shoe? I hope you're all right, because I'm laughing. That's some funny shit. Dude, your fucking shoe fell off.
It was like a cartoon where you lose your shoes. Like, the only thing I was missing was the dust cloud.
Bend your knees. There you go.
While I find it really meditative to be in the flow of carving, I'd be lying to myself if I said electric skateboarding wasn't completely without risk. You're riding across asphalt, standing on a board, going upwards of 45 miles per hour with nothing to hold on to. My friend Thomas in the UK took a pretty bad spill while racing last year.
shit.
But he was fortunate to walk away with just scratches and bruises. Then there was Rob Rast. It looks bad in real time, but when you play it back in slow motion, you might want to cover your eyes. Compound fracture, bone sticking out of the skin. It was rough. The last thing you want to do that a lot of people do is they'll put their hands straight out and then you're supermaning, and so what happens then is when you hit the ground, high probability you'll break your wrist. If you don't break your wrist, you'll dislocate your shoulder, and that may come with a broken collarbone. So those are the really common injuries with higher speed skateboarding that I hope to never experience.
Can be risky.
Yeah, there's risk involved. There's a lot of risk involved. I'm sitting outside my doctor's office, getting ready to get my second COVID vaccine. I mean, I guess there's some risk to vaccines. I don't know what the deal is with all that, but I just know that I have to get one to go to Iceland. And so this is kind of a little victory day today. The second one is kind of the milestone where it's like, okay, now we can start looking at exact dates and book flights. And actually, we're actually going to get there, which is like, that is a huge, like, I don't know, just having something to look forward to, after just all the shit of 2020. Like, even outside my own shit, like, everyone's had shit. It's been a shit year.
It's official, dude.
I know, we can go to Iceland. What I would want to do, so say we're going the south route, I would want to start from northwest, so I go through the city first, so when we get back I'm not like all tired and trying to navigate a city.
Yeah.
So I'll be like sharpest when we're getting out of the big city. I, at this point, don't feel any worry about doing 100-mile days.
Yeah.
And my board shipped this morning.
Did it?
So it should be here I'm assuming sometime next week. I have a team of 4 guys coming with me. Well, 4 including me, so 3 others. My friend Cornell has been a longtime friend. We've been through thick and thin together. He's a musician that I've helped produce music, and I've performed with him live several times. He's also a proficient skater. I wanted someone on the trip, preferably the person driving the vehicle, to have an idea of what I'm going through. He got into a little bit of trouble a few years back with drinking and such. But the last 3 years he's been sober, and he's been just this constant positive force in my life.
That's not how you do it.
Drew is directing this. He's the guy behind the camera. We just connected over the last couple of years, and he just had to be the person to direct this. There's not anyone else that I know or could trust to do this. And then Mark was a guy that I met back in, I think, January or February, and he was a friend of Drew's. Drew said, this guy's been on some pretty big trips with me, and he's a problem solver, and when things need to get taken care of, he takes care of it, and he's proven that several times now. I think it's a pretty damn good team, and hopefully no one wants to kill me by the end of this trip. So this board that I think is the one to get me around the island is here. What do you think, Violet? What do you think about me going to Iceland? Who loves you?
Daddy.
You want to help me open it?
Who's in that knife?
Mine?
Oh, where did it come from?
Probably China. Whoa, that's the charger. Hopefully we can find a way to charge in the van. And we'll just make friends along the way.
What else is in there?
Spare wheel. Whoa. That is sparkly.
So sparkly. Cool.
Oh, it's so nice how big the deck is too. Jeez, look at those motors. This is the board that had, like, checked every box of everything I could think of. The board I've been training on up to this point can only go about 20 miles on a charge. With a 3.5-hour charge time, it's not enough range to put up 100-mile days when I get to Iceland. The new board is made by LaCroix, a company out of Montreal. It can carry my weight about 75 miles on a full charge and only takes about 2 hours to recharge. This gives me the freedom to start putting up real 100-mile days. When it came out, it was the only production board on the planet with the range I needed to set a world record. Two days ago, I was railing around a curve at about 20 miles an hour. Caught a staple in a tire, the board spun out. Like everything that I've worked through in my mind of what to do in a fall I did, and got up without a scratch. And the fucking remote won't engage the throttle. And right now is the point where I don't fucking know if maybe this is just another one of my delusions of grandeur to do something like this, because it's not, I don't know, it's not lining up. In the frustration, it's like something like this that seems like it should just be a normal problem that you work through. I'm just melting down right now, and I just want to, times like this, like a bullet sounds awful fucking tasty.
Face my demons, but having faith was taking too long, it was too deceiving. Having trust in God,
Cornell had a song called Suicide Letter, and Cary had made a music video for it. Cary has attempted suicide in the past, failed, thank goodness, and I think same with Cornell. And that song is just a beautiful song, but Cary making a video, and they just connected on that level.
After I turned 18, I went and did a year of college, and so I was away for a while. When I came back for a visit, my mom told me that he had been struggling with depression, that things had gotten pretty dark for him. And that was really the first time I learned about, that struggle. I didn't see it so much when he was younger, but once he got up into his teens, it really hit him.
I hate that I do this. I hate it. My friend called it the douche flute, and I think that's a very apt description. The douche flute.
What have you found in the past helped you most?
Just having something I'm excited about, having something to look forward to is huge. And then movement, whether it's physical movement or making progress on some sort of goal or aspiration, helps a lot. Because then it goes from, I'm so depressed, maybe I'm gonna kill myself, and it's like, whoa, but then I won't get to do that thing. And not to make light of it, but I mean, that's the cycle of someone who's depressed. How can you be depressed when you have that? We're doing a group ride with a bunch of local Boise riders. It's a mix of electric skateboards, we have an EUC, we got scooters, one wheel.
Yeah, it's starting to become a very popular thing, and something that people like to do, and yeah, there's nothing wrong with riding.
Cornell. Okay, see you. This is fucking awesome. What? Yeah, my first time.
This is your first time?
Doing a big group ride.
Oh yeah, okay, because this is my first time too.
All right, first group ride.
My mom had passed September 8th last year. That obviously was not only one of the biggest challenges in life, but like one of the biggest challenges to my sobriety. When Cary's mother and father had passed, I was there, but I couldn't be there because I couldn't identify. I didn't know what that pain felt like. And after that, we didn't have to say anything to each other, you know what I mean? Because I understood.
He is me and I am him. I share the pain with my sisters. Never doubt yourself again.
We're in such a fast-paced world. We're not allowed to sit down for 5 minutes to fucking break down, because after that 5 minutes, you'll feel great. But you got to hold it in. You got to compartmentalize. That's what I said. I was teaching them how to say that.
I said that I would be the GOAT.
I like that drag through, like the cut throat part, like pulling out all the syllables and punching a little bit. And the famous zero crescendo. Heavy, no matter, no more mad. Now waka waka.
Why do we have to have a war in order for there to be peace? Why is our opinion always based on our opposition to power? Why is it raining hellfire in order for it to cease? Why is it that we only unite upon our darkest hour? We're nothing but fucking cowards, and somehow there's still hope. Your soul they want to devour and hang you from your own rope. We can blossom just like a flower in a sea of love and float, but instead we destroy the tower and turn our sea to a moat.
The hardest part about all of this, and I don't think any of us saw it coming, was getting an electric skateboard with a 2,500 watt-hour battery attached to it shipped. You obviously can't check that on a plane, and in order to ship it, you have to have a special dangerous goods permit. The Quad, the company that makes my board, had agreed to, we'll get it shipped for you. But when the day came, they found out that because they're a Canadian-based company, their permit didn't work for dangerous goods coming out of the US. They have a company they're affiliated with called Chi Battery out of Chicago that was willing to ship it for us, which was great. The shipping company comes and picks it up, and then 2 days later, it landed back on my doorstep with the driver saying, "You can't ship dangerous goods."
There's my board, sitting in the entryway of my house. It's supposed to be gone already.
With the shipping problems, of course, we had to delay the trip a month, which put us into September. I ended up pretty much panicking and going into a fit and going through the steps of grief, realizing that this trip might not happen.
When my dreams became nightmares, I still dreamt on. Kept on having hope for a future that's so dim. I share the pain with my brothers, he is me and I am him. I share the pain with my sisters, never doubt yourself again. I share the pain with the kids that never got a chance to live.
At some moment, I just had a moment of clarity, because it was like, okay, if this is happening, I just need to accept it. That's when I called up Chi Battery and was like, hey, what if I just ship it to you guys ground, and then you can ship it from there, and we're not gonna have to jump through any weird hoops, and we'll be good. That finally worked out. My board made it to Iceland about a week and a half ago. We're getting our COVID tests to be able to fly. So we're going to this janky motorhome or whatever, fifth wheel.
Come get your test here. Where are we?
Guy sitting on the outside with a banjo. Sure you don't want some more? Just to be sure.
You care? Oh, shit.
You need a break?
Sorry.
You're good.
You felt like you poked my brain. Do you need to do more?
One more, sorry. Can we get both sides? Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna go. I was trying to give a break in between.
She's like, oh, you don't feel it yet?
The ice butter.
Tell you the results when it's ready.
Perfect, thanks.
Here we go. Next stop, Iceland. Shit, it's sinking in. I'm scared.
Are you?
Yeah, dude. Driving down a frickin' unknown road, like hurling myself at 30 miles an hour, setting up on a skateboard. What have I gotten myself into, Drew? Okay, so we've all had our COVID tests, and everyone's got them. Let's come back negative. Negative. Oh.
Oh. So we're good. So that means we're actually hopping on a plane.
Hallelujah.
Dude.
Finally.
Hey, that's one
That's
big,
the last thing.
That's a super big hurdle.
I mean, unless someone closes down because of Delta variant.
Better
But
stop that.
that can't happen in the next 3 days.
It's not allowed. Yeah. We don't speak of that here.
Okay. Yeah. Where we go? Let's go.
Going to Iceland in a few days. Oh, I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you, sweets. Are you gonna miss me? Oh.
After an overnight flight, we landed in Reykjavik at 6:30 in the morning. We picked up the van we're going to be living in and traveling around the island in. Because we come so late in the year, I've only got 14 days to pull this off before the temperatures and snow begin to fall. And that would mean not being able to attempt this again for almost another year. LaCroix connected me with another rider named Roman who had bought one of their boards a few years ago. He was kind enough to let us ship my board to him. So we started out with a 5-hour drive east to a little place called Hof, totally sleep deprived. Okay, let's see if this thing's in one piece or if we're just going home tomorrow.
Dude, we better not be going home tomorrow.
She looks good.
You look good?
Oh yeah, really clean.
Dude, yes! Any ear thingies?
Probably good.
Relieved?
I will once it's charging and I'm not blowing it up or anything. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the condition that it arrived in.
Wouldn't work.
Okay, I gotta call Alex. I'm fucked. Fuck! I gotta go.
Yeah.
I just want to go home. This is so fucked. This converter is not gonna charge my board. It'll just blow up the converter probably.
Who was on the phone?
Just a guy I'm friends with.
And what's he saying?
He said that if I plug my charger into that converter, this thing will just blow up. Just like fry immediately.
Okay.
I just don't know how this shit works. Terrified of electricity.
That charger is designed for 120. The Qualcomm makes one that has a switch where you can just flip it back and forth. The one they sent me doesn't have the switch. That's a strictly US one.
There's no way they can overnight it to here. Maybe if they have an address in Reykjavik, they can get it too. But maybe like, such a fucking idiot. Fucking fails so much. So much. It's that charger. God damn it. From the start what I was doing with this board, why is it so hard for them to get their fucking ducks in a row? I wonder if we could find an electrician that could wire something for us, like.
Only from Reykjavik. That's
Really?
our problem also the same. When we need something to change
Yeah.
or something goes wrong, it's a huge fee for them just to come here.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Get the shit we need at a hardware store there. Make Reykjavik the start and end point, not the end of the world.
Fucking feels like it right now. I'm just like so depleted right now. This is a documentary about failure.
Get to the hotel and the converter for the board was not going to work. It was just, we were struck with the drain. So things were, in my mind, it was going a bad direction.
You can see it in Cary. When he hits these lows, it's different from my lows or your lows or anybody's lows that I've witnessed, you know, in my opinion. His lows, they hug him and they don't let go and they just get worse and worse and worse.
I always throw headphones in and I listen to either American Dad or...
Yeah, I usually go for a ride on my skateboard. How's that gonna work out?
Now that you can do that, you have to find an alternative for a second.
Heroin. How about heroin? Do you got heroin?
Huh? That's the normal alternative. it's only normal.
That's what most people think of. Man, I've had a bad day. I could really go for a little heroin.
Go for some crack.
Turns out this wasn't going to be an easy problem to solve. After calling every hardware store in Reykjavik, we were still coming up short. The quad didn't have a European charger on hand to ship, and even if they did, it would have taken at least a week to get to me. We headed back to Reykjavik anyway. As we were driving, I got a message from an Icelandic writer asking me if we were in Reykjavik. I responded that we were on our way there and had hit a little snag. He gave us an address of a shop that sells and services portable electric vehicles and said he would meet us there to help.
$6B?
Yeah.
We need to make a friend. We brought a converter for the charger for the board, but that converter is not strong enough to handle the charger. So we found a little shop that does PEVs, just different electric vehicles. So we're trying to get in there to get them to cut one of the connectors off of one of my chargers and put it on a different charger they have. It's right there. Yep, so we found it. Whoa, is that a Trampa? Yeah. That is pretty.
Has seen better days.
Nice to meet you. I'm Cary.
You too.
Do they have like a technician?
They may be able to solder it. I have a soldering station at home.
Oh, cool.
I could, if
yeah,
you need it.
We'd be glad to like pay you for your time and everything to do it.
No worries.
Oh, this is like literally saving our film right now because I was like, I don't know, how are we gonna get this? And they're like, we could overnight it, but it wouldn't actually, it would probably take a week to get here.
Damn, that's a fucking big charger.
Yeah. So this is the fast charger, the 12 amp one.
Yeah.
And it charges that, it's like a 2600 watt hour battery in about 2 hours.
Shit. So this will work. It won't charge your board like all the way up, but it will get you like 90%.
Okay, that's fine.
So the only thing we need to do now is change the plug.
Crew went to the hardware store to get some stuff for the camera, and I was still waiting at the scooter store, and I had the charger that had been fixed. Set it down in a corner. The guy at the shop said it'll be fine there. Like, and to be fair, like Iceland is very low crime rate country, and so we just left it there. And I was like, let's go for a ride.
I know you're gonna hate me for this, Cary, but
I know what you're doing.
I gotta get an update.
So we got the charger situation worked out, and then Kruger and I were like, let's go on a ride while we were waiting for the rest of the crew at the hardware store. And the guys in the shop said, oh yeah, just leave those chargers on the side because we don't want to obviously carry them when we were riding, and they'll be fine. And we got back and they're gone.
You set them right on the ground?
Yeah, on the ground in the corner next to the door, so if it rained, they wouldn't get rained on.
And you've checked all around?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's weird, huh? Rolling with the punches.
Yep. I'm gonna see if I can find like any charger or anything.
I got to go on a ride though, so I'm feeling a lot more resilient than I was last night when everything was kind of coming crumbling down. So we'll see. That's it.
I actually just posted the story of why I'm doing this trip, and he saw my post, and then he just sent me a message just to reach out and say, I think it was his dad that had passed away, and how skateboarding kind of changed his life because of the clarity of mind that comes. It acts almost like a meditation because you can't really have other things in your mind when you're going down the road at 20, 30 miles an hour standing on a board. All you think about is one thing, and that's stand up, stay up, go.
This is a transformer, converts 220 to 110. It's rated for 2.5 kilowatts.
Oh wow.
So you charge this board easily. Shall we?
All right, yeah, let's
try
give it
it?
a try. Try plugging it in and see what happens. All right.
Does it turn on?
Yeah, it's saving 75.9, yeah, which is right for this.
Is it charging?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. 67.1. You saved our
Fucking
life,
awesome,
dude.
man.
You saved our life. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So this, and then if we run a generator, we can just plug that straight into the generator.
Yep.
So we can charge anywhere.
Yep.
No issue.
And like this is what the community is about.
Yeah.
Right? Like people helping people do what they want.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it so much. And these guys appreciate it because they're not going to have to hear me whine anymore about stupid stuff.
You're good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. I'm gonna go.
All right, thank you so much.
See ya.
Yeah, I'll see you soon.
Don't lose it.
I will not lose it. If anything, if it gets so much of it as a dent, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for anything.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay, thanks, man.
No problem.
Appreciate it. Means the world, like not just of this project, but just you get that sort of, I don't know, very warm feeling when a total stranger goes out of their way for you and does something that's just so huge for you. And he really had nothing to gain other than he just wanted to talk about how e-skating helped him too.
2020 obviously was a rough year for just about everyone with the global pandemic, and it certainly was rough for us as well. Lost both parents. In the past, I think that Cary would have struggled a lot more with it if he hadn't decided on something that he could do to really focus, and I think in some ways really to honor our parents.
One of the hardest sections is just getting out of Reykjavik and up into the parts of the island that are a lot less traveled. We're going to start at the cathedral right in Reykjavik. And I don't see any reason why starting out we can't get 80 or 100 miles up the road. Bringing my little camera. Radio check, radio check. For the world of skateboarding, this is a pretty interesting feat, and with all the risk involved, if it's not hard and if there's not risk, it's not really worth doing. So this is what I have to do. There's always that chance I could take a really bad spill and I'd break my neck. Hopefully not.
He's going to find a way to make it work no matter what. It's either going to take a catastrophic crash or it's going to take a massive mechanical failure that just can't be fixed in Iceland. Those are the only things that are going to stop him.
Maybe taking risks and putting your body on the line isn't the thing to do, but I think there's probably a bigger mental risk in not doing it at this point.
Houses, businesses and stuff, how busy it was. Like every 5 seconds we had to...
Alright, good. 2 cars coming up, ready to pass.
I felt like every 5 seconds we had to pull out.
Cars are passing right now.
And obviously me learning how to drive stick is pretty tough. it's Cornell. The roads, I was saying the road's kind of wet. That road was a little slick, so just be careful of how you're swaying.
Should be clear after that fast car.
Okay.
Him going 25 on there, it looks like he's only going 5 miles an hour. But when you're on that actual board, 25 miles an hour, if you lift your back foot, the board wobbles. Like there's not pressure down on it going that fast, it wobbles on top of the pavement. So when you lift your back foot, you have to place it back down and kind of groove with it so it doesn't wobble from under you, because you will literally eat crap if you don't. Let them know 2 more cars.
You guys pass me back there. We're pulled over up ahead on the right. Swing by here for a second so I can chat with you. With you again, let a few more cars pass.
Almost stalled out and I didn't. He looks excited.
None of us really saw that coming. I think maybe it was in the back of our minds that at some point we might have to deal with it, but they let us know that we couldn't really be doing what we were doing out on the highways around the city and any of the big cities.
The first day we're really getting into it, we're ready. And, the cops came up and they were like, hey, we're not sure on the laws on this, but, technically you're not supposed to be doing this. And so now it's like we have to watch our back on them.
Yeah, getting pulled over by the cops wasn't great for mileage and wasn't great for my brain either. So we're gonna lose a lot of miles. I think the best thing to do is just try and get north and east towards drier weather and then circle back around between Reykjavik and this town I can't pronounce where the cops asked us not to ride. They basically said Friday through Sunday it's gonna be busy on that road. So if we can get back during the middle of the week, or do a night ride, which will be kind of freezing and scary, but I think we can rig up a headlamp and stuff, and get those miles in.
I had no idea you had a whole suitcase full of shoes.
Yeah, I do.
You've never traveled internationally or in a van before, have you?
No.
Oh my gosh. Oh. No wonder you're so damn fleek all the time, man. That's so crazy. I had no idea we were carting around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs of shoes. 2 of them are red.
Yeah.
Van life is cramped, tight. When it rains outside, it's miserable. You're coming back into the van soaked. The top bunk where me and Cornell slept at probably had 2 feet of space.
Welcome to our crib.
for the next 2 weeks.
This is where all the magic happens.
Poor Cornell and Mark were relegated to the top bunk space. Cary and I had the bottom because we're charging batteries and all of that. At least that's what we told them.
Every single morning we always were playing On the Road Again was kind of like our morning ritual.
On the road again, going places that I've never been.
Fortunately, it wasn't hot here. Otherwise, it would probably been like pretty smelly in the van, I would imagine, with being in the van for 2 weeks.
You get a bunch of guys in a van for long enough, and everyone eventually gets used to each other, and I don't know how to describe this.
You're doing great.
Without talking about dick jokes and stuff.
Getting my pants on. I wanted my sleeping bag to be warm, so I can start out that way at least.
This is not the way to normally change a tire, but this wheel just will not come off. So many problems like this.
I feel good, and that's the same here as it was at home. The demon in the back of my head saying, you know, like you gotta get the mileage in, but then there's the part of me that's just looking around and just so stoked on riding, and as long as I'm on the board, I feel good. I don't feel frustrated or like emotionally constipated. My parents were really religious and believe that we would all meet again in heaven. It's weird because I don't have any actual religious belief. I think sometimes I catch myself though, almost like praying to my parents or talking to them, asking them for a sign from the world beyond, but I haven't heard back yet.
With nothing but rain in the forecast for the next 2 days, we're gonna drive ahead 100 miles or so to try and catch some better weather. I'm not sure there's any feasible way to circle back around and pick up these miles.
No matter how hard it gets, I know it's going to be okay. We might not make these goals. We might not make what 100% what we set out to do, but I'll tell you, man, everything that's happened thus far is what was needed. And we didn't know what we needed until we got here. And so those setbacks, yeah, they're setbacks, man, but they're not going to hold us back. They're not going to hold us down, especially if we got each other.
Hi. I'm just sitting on a corner by a gas station somewhere in Iceland, waiting for the crew. And it's a bit chilly. But I'm in Iceland riding my skateboard, so this is awesome.
Today we're riding to Cary, the biggest city on the north side of the island. At this point, I'm not sure I'll be able to do the full 828 miles, but I'm going to ride every inch of the ring road that I can.
How was the ride?
That was awesome. That was so fun. Got some really good riding today. Yeah, pretty stoked.
So how many miles are we up to now?
Let's see. 4 plus 20, 231 miles so far.
Nice.
Yeah.
Feeling good?
Yeah, really fun. Starting to enjoy this now.
Drive around this town. Let the cops chase us around.
6 months ago, we were on the verge of splitting up, going our separate ways, just because of where he was at mentally. And at this point, I'm just like, I can't do it. I don't know what to do anymore. The skateboarding has kept him level, almost as if it was like lithium. He is a totally different person in such an amazing way.
It's like his brain changes. He is a different person altogether. An electric skateboard, even though you're not propelling yourself, you're still, like, if you're on it for 10s to 100 miles in a day, that's a physically demanding kind of thing. And I think getting outside, the fresh air, the exercise, the mental focus of accomplishing something, for him, I think that's just super therapeutic.
I'll probably get to ride most of that northeast section, which is going to be, I think that'll be cool because it's all the sort of Martian landscape. And dry weather will only be battling wind, and I don't think there's as much traffic up there from what I've been told and read. So that should be a really good long ride. Probably pull out close to 100 miles there.
Almost like an out-of-body experience. As I'm driving, I'm like, am I here? Like, is this real right now? I have to kind of snap back into reality. Everything that I know, everything I was taught, everything that I've absorbed, it's all in the States. And coming out here, it's irrefutable proof that there's more.
Night's alright, I can rest my tired eyes from the blinding light. Photosynthesis besides day don't come. It's okay, cause I've had some. Eventually
The road's narrow, there's not a lot of shoulder, so you gotta think ahead if someone's passing you. You gotta get off the road and kind of jump down into the gravel.
Cause I am not this face. 6 cents glitching on random motor sing along. My tesseract is gone. Am I the only one? But if the sun comes out, if the sun comes out, if the sun comes out, if the sun comes out.
Look at the weather report, it's solid rain for the next 4 or 5 days. If we had waited it out, that would have put us way too far behind to have any chance of even riding the rest of the island. So we had to make the tough decision. We were going to have Cary hop in the van and we were going to drive till we were past the rain.
When the sun stops shining, no rain, no clouds, no luminescent lighting. I wanna walk away and not be found in time and space. Ride the light away and live without a face. My 7 cents pushing on seems that entropy.
How do you ride this?
He's riding the whole road.
That's impressive.
If the sun comes out, if the sun comes out.
The crew dynamic has been really great. Everywhere we go, by the time we get there, Mark knows where we're eating, he knows where we're camping. He's just a persistent problem solver.
So Cornell, he was a driver, and I was kind of more of a navigator with him. We went from pretty much being strangers. I mean, we're now super close.
Drew, I'm pretty sure has an impossible job.
Drew is super focused. He knows what he wants. He knows what kind of shots he wants to get, what kind of drone shots we need to capture.
Every time something happens, he just sees another scene or twist in the story, because that's what he does. He's a storyteller.
If the sun comes out, if the sun comes out, if the sun comes out, if the sun comes out.
Yeah, the fourth member of the crew, Cary, what a dick. Can't stand him.
Roads are getting pretty wet. I don't know how much more of this section we want to do.
What's the tally up to?
Like 307 miles. Yeah. Only do what I can do, I guess.
The whole mileage side of this is just falling apart. Between weather and just bad miscalculations and ignorance on my part, I'll be lucky to do half of the mileage, if that. The thing I don't know yet is, while I'm managing my depression and anxiety, there's parts of me that wonder if skating has been an escape from facing my grief. I've gone through a lot of really long stretches, several weeks at a time, where I feel good and very in a place of acceptance about my parents passing. But there's a part of me that wonders if I'm not avoiding it too. And I think that's yet to be determined. miss on the road. That has me pretty rattled. And I think over the last few hours, it's just kind of built up to be this thing of how much is this risk worth? Is it worth it? People that see this guy on a skateboard in the middle of the road and they don't know what to make of it, and I'm sure some of them are like, this moron, like, whatever happens, he deserves. I don't know if it's delusion or arrogance or hubris that I've been so confident that I could do this. My confidence is really shaken right now. That's all I got. This morning when I got up, though, I was not feeling good. I had the whole momentary spiral, like, what can I find that's sturdy enough to hang my body from? And then,
Were you really walking around looking for something to...
Just poking around. And it's almost like an exercise to get through it, I guess. Like, if that's my exit door, like, okay, how would I do that if I needed to do that? And then, of course, I have 3 children, and so that isn't an option. I feel like I'm the last person to figure it out that this journey isn't about skateboarding. This journey is about mental health. The real cherry on top is actually just getting here and being able to ride my skateboard after using that as therapy all year. It's not about setting a world record, because that's, I mean, that would be cool, but that's not really necessary. I need to let go of the feet and turn my attention towards the healing. So we're gonna get out to the road today and gonna ride as much of it as I can and just enjoy that and be absorbed in the moment. My heart knows what to do, my mind's still catching up.
When we're all in our journey, we have to hit those lows before we can rise. Cars are getting close to Cary, and Cary rears off, and now he's scared. And it hits him like the mortality is like, we're human. You know, we're not invincible like we thought we were. And so now that's another setback, and it's like, man, like how do we overcome that? And honestly, I think the way we've overcome that is the conversations we've had with each other. If you learn something from it, it's not failure. You're learning. That's all it is. Sometimes it takes longer for others. Sometimes they get it sooner. But you just gotta keep at it, man. It's like, I have faith in you. I'm gonna be here. If you fall, my hand is right here. I'm gonna lift your ass up.
One of my close relatives died of cancer like 3 months ago. I've been trying to battle how to deal with that in my own life, and just seeing how Cary's been overcoming his personal loss. It's been super encouraging. I've seen Cary reach rock bottom and seen him also reach the top of a mountaintop.
Cary invited me on this trip in the understanding of knowing what I've lost as well. When my mom had passed 2 days after my birthday last year on September 8th, she passed knowing I was sober. She passed knowing I was good. Now it's my turn to be that role model for my daughters and not fall back to my old vices and be strong and show my daughters strength.
It's so unreal being out here. One minute I'm traversing this route in front of a glacier, and then I'm on a fjord in the mountains. I don't want to be corny, guys, but it's like kind of a life-affirming to feel the way I do when I'm doing this, and to do it in such a beautiful place. Maybe we ought to go do normal people stuff and go look at that volcano or something.
Turn the camera on that. April 8th, Mom dies. Pressure. Morning of her funeral, Steve's dead. Pressure. Lose my job. My aunt dies. 2 days before Christmas, Dad dies. Pressure. You know, and it just explodes in this terrible and hopefully beautiful way, and I don't know if that's what this is or what, but I just look at this lava field and it's so terrifying and kind of beautiful at the same time. Just lands with me right now. To see it in this brutal landscape. It's my goddamn heart up there. I don't feel like I care anymore about not being able to go 828 miles. Like, I physically know that I can do that with my body. It was something that I think I got attached to in a really unhealthy way. So I guess if anything, I feel good that I've let go of that. Because I had some of the best rides in my life. You just gotta take time to actually feel some joy. Because, I don't know, just gotta move while you still can. Who the fuck gets on a skateboard and tries to ride it all around Iceland? Like, we could have picked a lot of better places. Like Hawaii, for example. Like, go around the Big Island. There's a damn volcano behind me. I think we got rained and hailed on the way up here. I'm looking at icebergs out there over by the ocean, and I've had better ideas. But I've also had worse ones.
Me and Cary, we've always had a good friendship, but I felt like he was always closed off. And he hit this level of growth that it made me so happy to witness. We had the most in-depth conversation we've had since our entire friendship. I've never spoke to him that deep. Outside versus internally, I know what my growth looks like. I know what my growth feels like. But to watch Cary's growth, that is beyond words.
How do you feel?
Not a lot of words, just really, just so ecstatic that we pushed through and we're back here again.
That was rad. I'm glad I did this.
The ride is done, going to the airport in the morning, and there's just one more thing we got to do. So here we go.
What's up, man?
Hey, man.
Come in. How you doing, man?
Good.
Good to see you.
You too. How has the trip been?
Dude, it's been a blast.
Yeah?
It's been super awesome.
Hey.
I brought you a present.
No.
This can't come home with me.
What?
You're joking, right? No. I've got one at home. They're gonna be twins. It needs you to ride it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I knew about it.
You came in pretty clutch. You kind of saved the trip. Man.
Holy shit.
So.
Oh my god.
I didn't get to see every inch of the island, so that's on you. Alternating tires.
I'm getting good.
A little teared up too. We got.
It was very much
This
a kid
is
secret.
really pretty bushings.
You're like, I want
We
to
got
see
some
it.
extra belts, some extra tubes, and a remote. So, riding in good health, my friend. Thanks so much for everything, man. You made a friend for life.
You guys want some coffee or something? This feels amazing. I am so happy. Oh my god. But it's kinda wet outside, so I'm gonna wait until the weather gets better. Okay? Thank you guys. It's been a pleasure having you here in Iceland. I was so happy I could help you. Keep on going.